Okay, we should be live, going live now.
Yep, it looks like we are live.
All right. Woo! All right, we're live. I am going to go live on Instagram, I think. And we're just going to go live. So happy Friday. I know that Instagram's going to take a little bit, but hey, happy Friday. Earlene, how was your Friday today?
It was good. It was it was actually a
Happy
great.
Friday. Earlene, how was your Friday today?
I'm going to have to make the sound on this go away.
Okay.
It was really good. Um, Lots of things accomplished, things that I'd been working on that got some good focus in today. So that was, it's a couple days this week. I don't know that they were as good a focus as I felt like today was.
I have to
How
do the
about
same thing that you have to do.
how about yours?
Mine was great. I played golf
I played golf.
because I play golf every Friday with my sister, and it was wonderful. It was a beautiful day. Last week was 109, so we didn't play. This week we did play, and I played pretty well for not having played in such a while. And I want to say, like, I'm going to reiterate this because I say it. I've said it before. It's amazing to me how much of a mind game golf is. Like, I
Yeah,
hadn't played in a while, and my sister's a better golfer than I am. She plays more, but she's just a better golfer than I am, and I've come to be okay, completely okay with that. I just went out there today, and I just wanted to play my best game I could play. Like,
mhm,
just relax. Like, it doesn't matter. And I
yeah,
played better today, I think, because I just was like, I don't really, I don't care. It doesn't matter. And I know I've probably said this before, but I think that whole mindset is in every part of our life. If we're
right,
so tied to the outcome of our relationship or our kids or our business or any of that, if we get all tied to, I have to get this deal or I have to fill in the blanks, one, it takes all the fun out of it, but
right.
two, so to me, I just always equate golf to I come back on a Friday and I did play better today, although my score didn't necessarily reflect how well I thought I played. But that's also part of life, right? I mean, I
Right.
didn't shoot way better than I normally do, but I certainly thought I played better. And so to me, those are just like those life things that I take my Fridays and try to equate them to what are the messages for like my business life and my life.
Yeah, well, and as you're saying that, I reminded of a movie I was watching this week. It was a gymnastics movie. Young girl had gone to Australia or somewhere. She'd moved there for the year. She was a good gymnast, and she was, for a variety of reasons, taking the year off. But she got to the new school, and there's this girl who really wanted to play. She wanted to be on the gymnastics team. She was serious about wanting to improve. And so this young girl took her under her wing and helped her improve her gymnastics. And through a number of different things, she eventually got her to the place where she was actually on the team with her. And so as they made it to world championship, whatever event they were at, the one young lady who had just been, she was there because the other one stuck up for her. And she's getting all nervous and really, really worried about it. And the young lady looks at her in the eyes and she says, go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
Don't worry about anything else. Go out and have fun. And so, as you talk about your golf, that reminds me of that conversation and where we take that seriously in everything we do. It's, yeah, we want to do our very best. We definitely want to um, show up, but we also need to remember you want to have fun.
Yeah. Well,
And
especially since like I take a day off to play golf every Friday, so but it's a tough game and we do get into our mind. But
mhm,
I do want to share one thing with you. So I was thinking about my sister was asking me today. She's like, what do you do on Fun Friday? Do you go play games or what do you do? I'm like, no, we just kind of talk and shoot the shit and see what's going on. So I want to share something that wasn't particularly fun, but I want this to be us me because one
Hmm.
of my things, I don't want to be vulnerable. I don't want to show like my vulnerability, but I am vulnerable, and so I'm gonna be fun Fridays are gonna be maybe not so much fun for me because I'm gonna show my vulnerability. So I want to do that right here and now. So um, Earlene already knows this. I'm getting ready to do this big giveaway. It's a big list building project, and I needed to get 20 people to sign on to come with me and do this project. And Earlene did, and a couple others did, but nobody else did. And all these people that I absolutely thought were going to be my homies, and they were like, "Yeah, we're interested, and yeah, we're going to do it." They all said, "Not a good time, not a good time, not a good time." And so I just went into this, and I explained it. I talked to Earlene earlier, and I was like, "Oh my God, I just got into this. I'm a piece of shit," and like I can't, like I went into my head, that mental masturbation we do with our head, and it's like I can't. And then I was like, I can't believe I'm going there, right?
Right.
And it was surprised me because I'm a business coach and all of that, but like something that happened, like when the eighth person or whatever said, "Look, this isn't a good time. Contact me when you're going to do the next one." I just went boom, like, and then I had to like realize I did it, and then pull myself out of it, and I didn't like spend a week doing that, but like that just happens, and it
Hmm.
happens to all of us. And I just want to say that happened to me this week, and I had to like, okay, what are you gonna do? I had to leave when I got that email. Like it was like the fifth or so email of people saying they weren't gonna do it. I had to get out of my office and leave my house and physically go for a walk to clear my head of those gremlins that were piling on. And so I just want to say, like, hey, I'm a business coach and I coach people on it, and I'm successful and all that, but I still have those days, and I had one of those days this week.
Well, and as you're talking, it brings up a couple points. One, you chose to get up, a good Tony Robbins, change your state. You got
Yeah.
out, got into a new environment. But the other thing to consider, and this is for those that are out there that say, okay, yeah, that doesn't do anything. I just continue in that and spin around. The question is who do you have in your life that you can call and have that conversation with, saying,
Absolutely.
I'm down, I've spiraled for these reasons, so that they can not necessarily lie to you, but they can build you back up. Because in this case, many of the things that are going on in your head are these lies that are causing you to then stop believing in yourself. And so
Right.
there's others out there who absolutely believe in you. They know what you've done. They can help you get back to that place of recognizing for yourself what you've done in the past, and that yes, this is one of those things that it just happens to be not the right time. And I know I was in a conversation with someone else earlier today, and I'm trying to remember even what the topic was. You notice a little fun Friday going on in
Yeah.
my world over
I
here
no, I
too.
see it.
Slight distraction, but um, it was also one of those situations where things weren't going quite as expected, and coming to realize that this July is so different than other Julys,
Yeah.
than past July. This is a year where people are now starting to say, I'm taking a vacation. I don't care. I haven't had one in a long time. There's all of those things that are taking over the summer. And so I think that this year we're seeing things in a much different light for a whole bunch of reasons. But I think your point is that we do reach that place of we end up, for whatever reason, whatever it is that causes us to tip over. And so, how do you get yourself out of that? One is you can get outside, take a break, do something different, make sure you've got someone in your back pocket. You can say, okay, this is what's going on. I just need some clarity. Help me out.
Yeah.
And so there's a variety of different ways that you can bring yourself out of that place as well.
Yeah. And I bring it up because like I'm the last person who wants to bring it up.
Mhm.
I just want to say, I don't care who you are, whatever level of success you are, whether you mentioned Tony Robbins or I don't know who the most successful human in your world is, whether it's a golfer because I'm watching golf, or Olympian because we're going to the Olympics, or I don't care who you are in what area. Every single one of those people has days like I had, or worse, where things happen and all of a sudden you go into your head and you start to doubt yourself.
Mhm.
And I would even submit the more successful you are, the more that happens. But we don't need to get into this any of that
Yeah.
psychology. But I just want to say to anybody out there who experiences that and and is thinking, no, I just got to pretend like it didn't happen. I'm here on
Mhm.
live, which is totally out of my comfort zone, both on Facebook and on Instagram,
Right.
saying I had a day, and I have those days where I'm like, maybe you get that, maybe you're really not, maybe you really can't help people, or I mean
Right.
whatever comes into your head. and
Hmm.
and I just want to be up here saying it happens to all of us, and if it happens to you out there, just know you're not alone, because it happens to all of us.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And it's easy to get yourself there, but I think that to your credit, you also recognized that moment when you had spiraled and you did something about it.
Right.
So,
And then here's what I also know happens. Then the next day, the next week, the next month, whenever it is, something amazing comes into your life, or somebody says, "Oh my God, Janet, you you changed my life. You helped me. You did whatever." Some kind of acknowledgement that what we do, works or has helped.
right.
And then here's what we do. We're like, yeah, that's great. And then we forget about it. Like, we don't
Mhm.
bask in it for hours. We don't like, oh, or I don't call Earlene and say, oh my God, I had a client call me today and say the last call that we had, she finally got it. And she had an aha moment.
Mhm.
And, I won't say it changed her life, but she had a little bit of a breakthrough, a little teeny break.
Right.
I don't call you up when that happens, but I
Mhm.
call you up when I'm like melting down, right? And so, because we don't think about that, like I'll use
Mhm.
the golf course as an example. And I think we talked about this last week. Like, I remember the bad shots. I don't like the good shots. I'm like, oh, that was good. I move on. I don't say, oh my God, that was such a great shot, and take that mindset into the next shot. And I bet the pros do. I mean, I don't know, but I bet the pros do. They take that, oh my gosh, I had a great shot. Let's channel all of that energy and that the I don't know, the molecules or the feeling
Mhm.
that you have, and let's manifest that feeling in the next great shot. And
Yeah.
I don't think we do enough of that, and we should. So I'm all for that,
Yeah.
especially on a fun
Well,
Friday with a nice glass of wine. Do you have wine?
I do not have wine today. I have water today. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem.
I but as you were saying that, that reminds me though of a practice that I did start um, several years ago now, and that is gratitude. Start your day, end your day with gratitude. And so those examples, if you remember those examples to make it to your gratitude place, then I think that that helps to keep those alive just a little bit more. And so, but again, I think it's easy as you go down your list of things that you're grateful for, and maybe not even take that one in and fully embrace it. But there's several of those other things you might throw on your list that, yeah, I was grateful for this, and this was amazing, and I had, this experience. I did this thing, and it was really amazing. I'm so excited, and all that kind of stuff. But it's how do you capture all of those real high points in your business, in your life, in whatever. Although I have to say, I'm pretty sure that if you were to shoot a hole in one, you would remember that shot.
Well, I did shoot a hole in one, and I do remember that shot. February 6th. It was the
See?
first hole, Hagen Oaks.
Nice.
7 iron. Boom, right in the hole.
Very
In, fa-
cool.
in fact, I have a little plaque. Someone gave me this little plaque. It's got the balls. Well, so I was actually playing in this women's group. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known what to do, right? And the woman who runs the women's group was standing right there. So I've got me and three other people that are in my foursome, and then I've got four other women that are with her in their, or three other women in their foursome, and it's the first hole, and I hit it, and I looked at it, and then I looked away, and then I looked at it again, and then it disappeared. Now I don't expect to hit a hole in one. I'm not a very good golfer, and Alwyn's like, "You got a hole." I'm like, "No way!" And I was like, I mean, I wish I had a picture of my face because it would have been like the most dumbfounded look on my face ever.
Right.
And then this woman's like, well, we got to take pictures. So I had to lay down on the ground and point at the hole and hold the ball. And then she wrote down what the club was and the distance and the that. And then this women's group gave me, hold on, gave me this little medal. And anyway, it was really cool. So yeah, I did shoot a hole in one. And I do remember that shot.
Well, but I think what you're describing though is a really good example of what we don't do, and that is record those high moments well enough, because you had someone there alongside of you that helped you turn that into this amazing memory.
I wouldn't have saved the ball and written down the hole and the yardage, and I wouldn't have done any of that because I don't know. Anyway,
Right.
And then I took pictures and I sent it to my sister, and I was like, I just hit a hole in one. She's like, what?
Exactly. So I think in that is a really good example of how do we embrace those high points and maybe turn that into that picture moment of my face when my client had this amazing breakthrough, and you capture that picture and you write the date down and you put it in some book or do something else with it. And so in that maybe is a lesson of how do you keep alive those high points as well as and use those to then take you back and bring you back up as you start to spiral.
I love that. I wish I'd looked over to my hole in one thing on the plaque on the wall when I was spiraling, but I didn't spiral for too long, and I don't want to belabor it, but I just want to say it just because I want to acknowledge that it happens and happens to all of us.
Yeah, well, and I think that part of it for me was just recognizing that what we can do here right now is give others not only the recognition that it happens to us all, but some tools.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was really why I like more the tool side of it as opposed to the spiral part.
Yeah. Reach out, right? Or do whatever you need to. Get up and change. I love that. Change your environment so that you can start to change your mindset.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to say one other thing. Because I don't know, I'm gonna do a little bit of a shameless plug, and I'm just going to, I'm not even gonna explain it, I'm just going to. So in my podcast this week, the Breakaway Entrepreneur podcast, I did an episode. It was 5 things that I'm busting out of my comfort zone. And so now we're coming out of the pandemic, and I was looking at my marketing and what I'm doing with my business, and I'm like, we don't grow unless we get out of our comfort zone. And so what are areas that I can, so identified those. One of them is what we're doing right now. Like I was like, I'm not doing live. Who wants to see me after golf and but I'm like, no, we're going to do it because I think we have some interesting messages, and maybe one of these days we'll have some people show up who ask some questions. I mean, we'll just keep doing it, and so anyway, I think it's valuable for me just to be able to talk it out. So I am working on ways to get out of my comfort zone. I did a podcast on it this week, but really, if I had done it this week, I'd have 6, and one of them would be embrace your vulnerability. Right. So, but I didn't have that experience last week, so it didn't show up. But anyway, so that's one of the things that I'm excited about is busting out of my comfort zone, and I'll consider it one shameless plug, even though it's 2. Earlene and I are doing a Zoom party, the Break Room Zoom party. So it's an entrepreneurial get together of people. Get together with us, talk about what you're doing to bust out of your comfort zone, to what are you doing differently in the pandemic, around the pandemic. So it is Monday at noon Pacific, and you can find a link to register at www.breakawaybusinesscoaching.com, which is my main website. Go to the top right hand corner. There's a little green button and it says the Break Room Zoom Party. So join us for the conversation. You'll be able to promote your business. You'll be able to network with other entrepreneurs. I love the idea of joint venture, so I'm always looking for ways to joint venture with people. And an added bonus, those will be recorded and then they'll be published as an episode of the Breakaway Entrepreneur podcast, so you'll get additional exposure there. So that's my plug slash another thing that's going on for me this week.
Nice. I like that. Yeah. And as I think about getting outside of my comfort zone, I'm starting to elevate my presence out in the Facebook land, and also playing with a little bit of the technology, some automation when it comes to automating the results, and really being far more intentional all around capturing the not only those who come and decide they want to play with me, but helping them along, continuing to serve them beyond the one interaction that we might have. And so
awesome. All right.
Yeah.
So tell me one fun thing you're going to do this weekend.
Oh, well, at least one fun thing, going and having king crab legs and hanging out with some friends. So
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was a Costco buy, going over to some friends and cooking king crab legs and enjoying a nice evening and dinner and family, friends, and just a good time.
That sounds fabulous to me. Last night, so third Thursday over here in my hood, I have some friends and they do a sing along. So all the I don't know that you've been to it with me when you were here.
I never made it because I think there was at least one we were gonna go to, and then it had to be canceled because of some issue with where it was being held that night.
All right.
It was going to be at Smoky Oaks, and
yeah, I did invite. Anyway, so it's very cash. There's a bunch of people that and he did it. They did it in their driveway because it was cool enough to do it. It's the third. So there were three guitars, two harmonicas, a bass player, and then a bunch of people just their chairs and their coolers, and he's got a song book and we sing all these old songs, and it was just lovely. It was just freaking lovely to be out and hanging out with people and singing those old songs, and it was super fun. So I'm also going to spend some time with my hands in the dirt, or maybe not, but my garden is flourishing. Oh my gosh! So I am posting some of this stuff to Facebook. I'm like one of those people like, don't post your stupid dinner to Facebook, but I have posted some of my stupid dinners to Facebook because I got squash and zucchini and just and cucumber like out of the wazoo. So I had this box full of stuff on the counter to take to my sister. And of course I left it on the counter. And apparently this isn't the first time I've done that. So she gave me a rash of shit about, oh, you left it on the counter again? And I'm like, yeah, I did. So yeah, I'm going to be figuring out ways to cook squash and cucumber. I did bring a chilled cucumber soup to my thing last night, which was pretty yummy. So
nice.
So I'm going to be playing in the garden a little bit this week.
Nice. Yeah, I have to admit, I was noticing, I think it was your eggplant and all sorts of things all in one. It sounded pretty yummy.
It was good. I've had it about 4 times. So I'm like, okay, what other recipe? And I've done zucchini waffles, zucchini pancakes. I've made baba ganoush. I still have baba ganoush from last year's eggplant. So I got to start working through the inventory, but yeah, so that's going to be my weekend, is a little exercise and some just hanging out, communing in the garden.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, well, we're supposed to have a weekend with no rain, so as of right now, and so it'll still be warm, humid, but no rain. And even when it rains, it comes and then it goes. And half the time we didn't even worry about the fact that we were outside and it came and it went.
I think we're only supposed to have double digits here, so we'll embrace that.
Yeah, I did hear that it was cooling down there. So
Yeah, it was beautiful today. I think it was 91 when I left the course, but
nice.
it wasn't 109, which is what it was last week at this time where we did
Right.
not play. So,
Yes.
all right, darling. Well, thank you. Do we have anybody? Like, I can't see Facebook. Is there anybody out there?
I can't see Facebook. All I can see is Instagram, and it looks like there have been some people who are hanging out watching us, and at least part of the time out in
Awesome.
the Instagram land. And I'll check later on the Facebook side because I was a step behind in the preparation when it
It
came.
was that was my fault. Sorry. There's so many things that are going on and so many things that we're doing. I like sometimes I dropped the ball on that one. So sorry about
Well,
that.
no worries. I just
You
it all
never
works.
know.
It's one of those that I was supporting a client earlier this week, and I said, the one thing you have to understand is that I can fairly quickly adapt to a shift and I absolutely, it went from the, okay, I'm going to let you share my slides on your screen, and it's like, okay, fine, we'll just pick up
Roll
and
with the punches.
it's exactly. So that is one of the things I've been gifted with, is the ability to just shift and let things fall as they will. So
Awesome. All right, thanks, hon. This is great. I'm sorry that you're not having wine with me, but I've only had like 2 sips, so clearly I drink more when you're drinking too.
well, I guess, yeah. I have to admit, I've decided that I want to get a little bit more serious in getting some of the extra pounds off, and have decided the one real good way to do that is to cut out the wine for a little while. So
Yeah. Well, I am cutting. I've cut back, but I'm 33 or 34 days into 10,000 steps every day.
nice.
So whether I have to run around my family room, living room, kitchen 30 times, 6 times to get it, I'm getting it. But I've been walking, and so I'm right there with you. I think we're all. I heard somewhere that 61. I don't know. I'm pulling it out of my ear. 61% of people had a significant weight change during the pandemic, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I would think that at least 80% of those 60% are weight gain. Like, I don't know how many people. I don't know anybody who lost weight during the pandemic.
Right.
So we went back to the gym. I'm like, oh, good. I'm not the only one who gained a few pounds over the pandemic. So right there with you, and I honor you for doing that, because we're all trying to work our way back to our our pre-pandemic weight.
Right. And actually, I would probably say even before the pandemic, there was a little that I would have liked to have released at that point. So get a little serious about just getting to the pre-pandemic weight.
I
Pre.
yeah, I agree with you too. But it's a process, and I feel like I'm in that process, and so good for you. All right, so you don't need to have wine to have fun on a Friday.
Absolutely not. I'm having a great time, and I just don't have wine.
Awesome. All right, sweetie. A Clubhouse. We doing Clubhouse this week?
Yes, we have to figure out the day and time though.
All right.
And
all
I
right.
know that it's not 2:00 Pacific. That's what I know. It's not on any day.
All right. So look for us on Clubhouse. I am Janet K. Fish on Clubhouse. Earlene is Earlene Coates. We'll be doing a room this week, but we just haven't figured out when yet.
Again, we're playing with lots of different things, different times, different ways to make sure that we can show up and serve the communities that we love and adore.
Absolutely. All right, sweetie. Have a great evening. Everybody else who joined us, have a great evening.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.